Watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
We began your 11 minutes of nonstop news in DeKalb County on this freezing cold morning.
Fire stations, community centers opening their doors to help keep people warm. 11 Alive's Ariana Maniz live outside the fire station there on Flat Shoals Road. Good morning, Ariana.
Good morning, Aisha and Cheryl. We are seeing these warming centers open up across the metro to make sure people and families have a warm place to be as we sit in these dangerously cold temperatures. Now in DeKalb County, we're seeing 4 warming stations open today and tomorrow. This is available all across the county, providing 24-hour shelter. They're also serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for these people. The county is even going the extra mile and deploying teams who are ready to transport people to these warming centers. The fire department, they tell us that if someone shows up at one of their fire stations, they'll take them to one of the warming centers. We're also seeing churches and nonprofits. They're also making sure their doors are open to keep people warm and out of the frigid cold temperatures. And in Atlanta, we're also seeing a warming center open at the Central Park Recreation Center, which is open now until Thursday. They're also transporting people, allowing people to be picked up at the Gateway Center on Pryor Street. Back to you, Liza.
Thanks, Ariana. I'm Liza Lucas. With below freezing temperatures all over the metro, the potential for frozen pipes is a real worry for families, especially because a burst pipe can wreak havoc on your home. So we've got the info you need. If it happens to you, you can act fast. Frigid temperatures can lead to frozen pipes and situations like this, which is why Robert Sherrill with Ironwood Insurance says you want to move fast to minimize damage water can do to your home.
Know where your water shutoff is at all times, because if that pipe does burst, you've got to be able to shut that water off.
Once you shut off the main water valve, Sherrill says document the damage, but also clean up as much as you can.
A lot of people are concerned, oh, well, the insurance company, if I start doing anything, may not cover this. But if you're able to speed up the process, get the water out quicker, that's better for the insurance company as well.
Keep receipts for services like carpet cleaning or water removal so you can get reimbursed. And if you rent, document communication with your management company and read your lease to know your responsibility. He says most renters' insurance policies should cover items you have to replace that were damaged.
That's going to not only protect your belongings, but if it was for some reason, if there were a liability claim because of something you did wrong, then you get protection from that if you damage somebody else's property.
Good reminders this morning. Now, whether you rent or own, you want to also get on the phone with your insurance agent throughout this process because they can help guide you to a legitimate contractor to handle any repairs. Because heads up, we often see a lot of scams when there is a deep freeze like this and people get desperate. Aisha.
All right, Liza, thank you. Great tips there. Right now, with the temperatures this cold, people are using more power. Power companies, they're on high alert. While they are not expecting a lot of problems in the metro, they are prepared for anything with these temps.
Our linemen are working around the clock and it is brutally cold.
They have put in a lot of work to ensure that the winterization, the preparation, and everything that we need is in place.
Georgia Power is reminding everyone to stay aware this morning. If you happen to come across any down lines, stay away. They could still be energized and dangerous. And that was a look at your top headlines.
14 degrees out there, Chesley.
Yeah, even lower in some spots. Take a look. These are actual air temperatures. We got some single digits out here. Canton at 9, 7 up in Blairsville, 8 in Clayton. You're looking at 10 right now in Carrollton, 10 over in George's Rome and up toward Dalton. Yeah, 14 from Atlanta, Peachtree City over toward Covington. You know, the warm spot, 16. That's down in Thomaston. You factor in the winds that we have, and those winds have been on the lighter side in some spots, but up to about 10, 12, 13 miles per hour in others. So look at Atlanta, for example. It feels like 0 right now on your exposed skin. So definitely cover yourself up, folks. Feels like 0 in Peachtree City. Feels like 1 degree in Carrollton. We were sitting at 2 below 0 in Canton all morning long, and now you're up to 0, right? That's the way it feels, folks. It feels very, very cold outside. So, yeah, if you have to go out, if you have to do it, make sure you wrap yourself up. Wind chill advisory will last until 10 a.m. That's where we can see those wind chills down around 0, and I just showed you that. And so, yeah, it is doable, right? You know, cold illnesses can settle in, if you spend a lot of time outside like this and you're not prepared or properly dressed. And so layers, you want to think layers and cover all your extremities. So maybe 2 pairs of gloves, maybe the gloves and then the mittens over top of that, a hat, a scarf, maybe to cover your nose and your mouth as well. And maybe even some goggles for shades, right? Looking at 31 degrees by noon, on our way to 37 for an afternoon high temperature today. I'm not expecting to see those temperatures rise above the freezing mark until we get to 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll drop back down to the freezing mark by 7. We'll be at 32 degrees and going down into the 20s for overnight lows tonight. So yeah, it's going to be cold once again tonight. High pressure is building in, and so we're pretty. Yeah, it's going to be plenty of sunshine around today, and I think we'll start off that way tomorrow, but clouds will build in behind that on Thursday as the high pressure gets back to the east of us. We'll get back into that southerly flow ahead of another disturbance that's going to come through and bring in more Arctic air. We have it over us right now, so our temperature's down into the 30s, of course. Notice how it begins to retreat to the north. Now we still have that blue in there, so temperatures tomorrow will be in the 40s. We'll take that, but then here comes that cold air once again, especially by Friday and especially into Saturday. I'll start off in the teens once again, and our highs will only be in the 30s on Saturday. As far as precipitation goes, we're dry today. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Start you off with mostly sunny skies. By the afternoon, the clouds increase, and then late, after about 9, 10 o'clock, scattered showers will start to move into the area, maybe even a little mixing in the higher elevations of the North Georgia mountains. But as quickly as it comes in, as quickly as it gets out of the way. Before a lot of you wake up tomorrow, it should be gone. Clouds will start to break up as well as that cold air begins to rush into the area. And so, yeah, we'll feel it by the time we get to Saturday morning with temperatures back into the teens at 16, 32 degrees on Saturday afternoon, back to the 40s by Sunday, and Monday back to the 50s by Tuesday of next week. Crash?
All right, Chesley, appreciate that. Yeah, we are keeping an eye on some problems out there cropping up now. We've got brake lights across the top end perimeter. We haven't seen that for a couple of days, but there's a reason. We just got a wreck reported 285 westbound right before Chamblee-Dunwoody Road. So be prepared as you're rolling your way from Spaghetti Junction through Doraville into Sandy Springs. In fact, look at that right there. A little condition red for you, about 13 extra minutes from Spaghetti Junction over to 400. We just saw the speeds drop. If you're rolling from 75 to 400, a quick 6 minutes, but definitely not without some problems out there. Aisha?
All right, Crash, thank you. 6:56 now. In just a few hours, Atlanta police will host a press conference related to the city's public safety training center. They expect to talk about the, quote, targeted attacks by extremists. That's happening at 10:30 this morning. We will bring you an update coming up on 11 Alive News at noon.
Time now 6:56. Right now, Georgia's state economist Bob Bushman is talking about the possibility of a mild recession. He says while inflation is down, there are still risks.
Inflation is not down enough yet, and so the Fed's going to stay tight for a little while longer. There's a risk that they may stay too tight for too long and tip us over into recession.
But he talked about positive trends too. Gas prices are down. The country's unemployment rate is low at 3.7%. Georgia's even lower at 3.4%. Turning to Gwinnett County now, voters could see a new transit expansion plan on their ballots in November. County commissioners decided to call for a referendum on a new transit plan. It would appear on the ballot as a sales tax and generate nearly $17 billion. Leaders say the new system would create more direct routes, expand their local rideshare service. Commissioners will vote to approve that referendum in May. Then they'll hold public educational meetings before it goes on your ballot. Chesley?
It's going to take us some time to warm up above the freezing mark for today. Even by noon, I think temperatures will still be down around the 30-degree mark. By 3 o'clock, we're looking at 37 degrees for an afternoon high. Still a very cold afternoon. You're going to need to keep the layers on, folks. By 6 o'clock, we'll be down to 32. Got clear skies going back down into the 20s for overnight lows. Back up to the 40s for highs tomorrow, but that Arctic air comes right back to us as we start the weekend with a 16-degree start on Saturday morning, only 32 degrees for the high, despite the fact that we'll have mostly sunny skies all day. Crash?
All right, Chesley, going to leave you with a couple of icy patches out on the roadways here. 285 northbound near I-20 on the west side, Highway 78 westbound near Mountain Industrial Boulevard, and 285 south around Memorial Drive. And of course, we've got the wreck up top. You're looking at it right now, 285 westbound at Chamblee-Dunwoody Road.
I think I'm gonna put the little one in the trunk when we get to the school, back that baby up to the door, open it, roll her out.
No.
School is back in session.
No. Whatever it takes.
Get out of here.